Hi everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this is not the craziest thing that I have ever made, I don't know what is. It started off by me wanting to create a geode, which I know geodes are usually oval, but yeah, it didn't really look like a geode, and then it turned into something different, and now I realize that I really like it. I don't know if I would want to wear it, but I definitely want to have it displayed in the house somewhere because I truly love this project. So are you guys ready? Let me show you how I made it using something from my pantry. So I have never used in all those years Sculpey Opal clay, and I decided that I'm going to use it this time around because I'm creating a rock or something like that. And for that I am going to use a rock that I find in my kitchen, and that is salt, and I'm using kosher salt. And I'm like, I really wanted to get that geode feel to it. I want crystals. I just want crystals in this piece. So basically I put a bunch of salt on top of my clay. Now, I really didn't know where I was going with it. I just knew that I wanted crystals, or the feeling of crystals. And now I'm taking alcohol ink, Ranger alcohol ink, and the color of Pool, and I put it all over. And yes, it is going to get on the clay as well, but I'm putting it on the salt. So you can see that the salt is turning that color. And now basically what I'm going to do is I will create a roll out of it. So you gently take it and you roll it, and you can see I'm wearing gloves. Whenever I'm working with alcohol inks, I wear gloves. It is just so much easier to switch your gloves rather than try to clean your hands. Now, when you roll it, you are going to realize that there is a bunch of air pockets because, of course, you have all those little pieces moving in there. So there's a lot of squishing and rolling around, and and kind of squeezing it, making sure that all the salt is kind of embedded in the clay. But it will happen. It really will. It happened for me. It will happen for you. So you're finally going to be there where the salt is inside, and it's nice and smooth. So then I go in with some aluminum paint from Polkart. Oh boy, do I love that paint. It is so shiny. I love it. It's an acrylic paint. Absolutely gorgeous. And then from Michael's, I'm using silver glitter from Recollections. Just sprinkle it all over, and I'm just going to put on the side to dry for now. While that is drying, I'm grabbing some translucent clay, and I'm going to add the same pool color that I used for my salt for the clay. And you're just gonna go and squish it and make sure that the color is embedded inside the clay. And you will see that the clay is going to change the consistency a little bit, but it also changes the color into the pool color. Now I'm going to grab another piece of translucent clay, and this one I'm just going to give it a nice chop after I take out the glitter that I found in there. So you just go chop chop chop. And at this point I'm going to add again my pool alcohol ink, and I'm gonna let it sit on the side and absorb the color and let it dry. At this point I'm going back to my already colored translucent clay, and I'm giving a nice rough chop as well. So I'm going to have that going on as well. And lastly, I'm gonna take another piece of translucent, also give it a chop, and I am going to use Teal from Michael's. I think it's called Spin It, the company that has it. I'm gonna list it in the description below, and I'm going to add glitter to this translucent clay. Now I also grabbed some peacock feathers. I really don't know, Peacock Feathers clay by Sculpey, and I just chopped it into teeny tiny pieces. I figured that would just look really nice. So now I have all those pieces ready. Now I'm going back to my little worm, silver worm, and I rolled out translucent clay on number 5 of the pasta machine, and I'm going to roll it on top of the glitter covered roll. So once again, you're gonna have to go in and make sure that everything is nice and tight, and that the roll is stable. And I actually cut it at one point into two pieces, and I put it on the side. And then I wanted to try something else, and I'm taking my salt, going back to my salt, and I wanted to see how the silver alcohol ink would act on it by Rangers. Actually, I don't know if it is an actual alcohol ink or it's the additive. So I think it might be a little bit different. And I thought it came out fantastic. So I'm making a much thinner roll with the salt and the silver additive. And I was just thinking, so I'll see how that is going to turn out. Maybe I want to use it, maybe I don't want to use it in my design. At this point, I'm just going with it. This project was kind of like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen to it project. So now I'm gonna go and take all my cut up pieces, the glitter one, alcohol ink, the peacock, all of them, and I'm going to give it a nice mix. Now don't judge me, because at this point I really don't know what I'm going to be doing. All right, I'm just like, I'm hoping for the best. So I'm squeezing my roll and I'm ready to give it a cut. I want to cut it open and see what's inside and how the inside is going to look, but I have absolutely no idea what to expect. So I was super excited and nervous at the same time. And let's see what we got here. So are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Oh my gosh. Let me tell you that when I first looked at it, I was in love with it. The crystals inside looked exactly as I anticipated it. I was just like, oh my gosh, I love it. What on earth am I going to do with it now? Because I don't know what to do with it. But I started opening the roll and the crystals started popping up. It was just so beautiful. I was just so in awe with it, and you kind of see the silver glitter peeking through. Boy, it was absolutely awesome. Absolutely love it, but I still have no clue how I'm going to work it into a pendant or into something, because at this point I'm working on a pendant. All right, so let me show you what I did. I took all my little pieces that I had, with the alcohol ink, and I didn't show you guys the alcohol ink, the glitter, and so on and so forth, and I squeezed them into a little ball, and now I'm just cutting them into slices. And I'm just putting them like alongside my little geode looking thing, hoping that I'm going to come up with something, right? I mean, this is how we create things. We just play with it, and then all of a sudden things come to life. Well, at least that's what I was hoping for. So I'm just going along, piecing things, thinking about, how is it going to look this way, that way. I kind of envision now that those stripes are going to the Geode. Stripes are going to run like just during certain parts of the pendant. And I wanted something irregular. Here is the little strip that I made with the metallic additive from alcohol inks. I decided that I was going to incorporate that into things, and then I had still half of a roll left, and I was like, well, what shall I do with that? I'm like, oh, well, let me cut into threes and put it together, and let's see how that's going to look. And I like it too. All of these pieces are just so neat, and I don't know if I can really show you guys well enough through the video how neat they really have come out. I'm just trying to look for some interest, and I'm going to use my oval cutter for those, and I did it here. And then I take pieces from one side, add it to another, and create another pendant, and so on and so forth. I was just having so much fun with it. I can't even tell you how addicting this was. Playing with those geode looking crystal things, it was just so fun. And then of course I decide, okay, well, you know what, I really need something to hold it all together, so I rolled out translucent clay, and I actually put everything on the translucent clay, so all those pieces are at the bottom, there's translucent clay on it. And then I'm taking my little tool here and I'm opening the geodes. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this is just so beautiful and so fun. Now the one on the right hand side kind of didn't have enough interest for me, so I went back and I'm picking those little pieces of geode clay. I don't know how to call it. It's not a geode. I know it's not a geode, and you know it's not a geode, but that's what I'm referring to. And I decide to attach it to the top, and that's coming out even nicer. I'm just really happy with what I'm achieving here, and it's just so fun to make, and I'm having such a blast doing it. You know, sometimes I really do love making doing a voiceovers, because what you see is actually me just having great time, a blast, just creating instead of concentrating on, you know, what to say, how to say it, and everything else. So the voiceover was totally appropriate in this case. Well, these guys were ready for a bake, and I got them out of the oven, and look how gorgeous they are. They are so beautiful. Like I said, not sure if I'm going to wear them, but they're going to go somewhere in my house. Okay, I mean, they're so pretty. Now all three of these are my favorite. The fourth one, I put a gloss varnish on it, and I don't like it as much. It looks so much better without any varnish. That natural look looks just so great. I love it. The sparkle is fantastic. Everything is just so fun. Well, my friends, so what do you guys think about this project? Pretty fun, huh? Not sure what they are. Are they a brooch? Are they, I don't know, what are they? Pendants? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you subscribe if you did, and till next time, my friends. Ta-ta!